Welcome back in. Calling all North Bay residents. The Central Marin Police Authority is ramping up their efforts to recruit police officers to serve more than 35,000 residents with new incentives. Joining us to lay out what they're looking for in a candidate and tell us more are Sergeants Enrique Lopez and Jeff Peterson. Thank you both so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.
I think this is our first time having police on our sofa and on our show, so I'm not in trouble, right?
No, of course not.
No, we're here to learn about Central Marin Police Authority and all the wonderful work that you guys do. So give me a little bit of background on what you do.
Yeah, well, I'm a police sergeant with Central Marin Police. I'm in charge of the hiring, training, and I also oversee investigations.
I've been a patrol sergeant for about 2 years, and most recently just took this guy's job as our field training sergeant. So any new applicant or new candidate, I kind of oversee that process and their training.
Yeah, amazing. And we're here to talk about an exciting announcement. You guys are currently recruiting. So tell me, let's walk through that process and what you guys are looking for.
Yeah, we're looking for young people who are, or not young people, but just people who are just interested in a career in law enforcement, working with the community, giving back to the community, looking for a way to improve and be a good service employee.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all of that. And like one thing we want to take is we want people to get there. So if they go to centralmarinpolice.org, they could find out all the information on how to apply. But yeah, just people that, want to serve and protect. We do have crime, so we're law enforcement officers, but our communities do a really good job supporting us, and we support them right back with a lot of community-oriented policing stuff that we do. Yeah,
Sergeant Lopez, what would you say makes Central Marin Police, so special?
One of the things is we are a smaller department. We have about 42 sworn police officers. And when I first started in law enforcement, I actually got hired on by a big police agency. And with Central Marin, you don't feel like much of a number, right? One of the things that I remember when I first started was at this agency is I went out to coffee with the chief, and that would have just kind of blew my mind. Never would have been something I would have experienced at my past agency. So I really enjoy and love that it is a sense of family, a sense of community. We really get to know each other. I consider him as like one of my best friends. And so I really, and really truly enjoy coming to work every day.
Yeah, Sergeant Peterson, what would you say?
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Like most of the police officers are my best friends, whether we work out together or go out together after like a SWAT training. It does feel like more of a community versus a lot of bigger agencies. I think you are kind of just a uniform to the public, whereas I think that we really are seen as like people within the community, along with like the firefighters. And then again, from our admin, chief, captain, lieutenants, all the way down to our newest 8 officers that we have in our program right now, like everyone's the same, and it's not like your typical very paramilitary structure. Like you do feel a part of the organization.
Yeah, you feel a part of something bigger. You guys all are watching out for each other. Very special community that you guys have built there. I want to dive a little bit deeper into the recruitment because this is what's so important. So first and foremost, anyone who's thinking, I might want a career in this, they need to go to the website. And what's the website where they should go to apply?
It's centralmarinpolice.org. Mm-hmm. And you just, there's a link there as far as like apply now. And it gives you all the information as to what you need to enter.
Awesome. I want to talk through kind of this process, if they are applying, what they're going to experience. And first, submitting that application is very important, of course. There's a couple rounds of interviews. What can they expect in those interview rounds?
Just to be prepared and know about our community and our structure. We're pretty unique because we serve multiple cities and towns as sort of a joint power agreement between those cities. So just, know about the community, know what separates apart, from others. And just come prepared and, be happy. It's a really exciting opportunity.
Yeah, from there, once someone does get officially hired, there is an academy portion that they'll be in. What happens during that?
Yeah, so like we, once you get hired, we'll send you to the academy, and that comes with pay and all the incentives, and you get, you'll have a field trained officer, liaison officer, who's going to kind of be your contact, so you won't feel distant from the department. Like you'll feel very connected. And having his previous position as the field training sergeant, you know, I, including the FTO, was in constant contact with the trainees. So like whatever they needed, whatever support they needed, if they were struggling in the academy or something, that we give the extra training to make sure that they're successful. Because ultimately, I mean, once you're hired with us, like you know, your family, and your success is our success. So we definitely try to give, you know, we over deliver in that.
Yeah, I love that. Sergeant Peterson, what would you say is one of the most special things about having this career?
For me personally, I was in education before this. I'd always wanted to be a police officer, but followed my wife to California from New Jersey. And what I really wanted to do was live in the community that I was, you know, protecting and serving. So for me, what's really special is like, you know, being along like great police officers that are like literally serving, you know, my family. And, you know, that's pretty unique, you know, for me. And I'm proud of like that part.
Yeah, absolutely. Sergeant Lopez, I'll let you answer as well.
Yeah, and you know, I actually spent some time living in the community also, and I just remember, you know, coaching COIO basketball with actually another current sergeant of ours, his sister, and just getting to know the families and all the people who lived in our communities, and seeing them at the gym or seeing them at the grocery store and saying hello. And it really does feel like the community really like supports us. You know, it's not uncommon to go to a coffee shop and then people are like, oh, I'd like to buy you a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it's like we really do feel connected to our communities in that way.
Yeah.
Whether we have people who like live in the community or that don't live in the community, you really do feel that connection.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for sharing a little bit about your experience, and thank you so much for just protecting and serving our communities. And, you know, this is an awesome opportunity for anyone who thinks that they might be involved. So I appreciate you guys sharing a little bit more about it.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
To learn more about Central Marin Police Authority's hiring incentives and how you can apply, you can head to their website. That is www.centralmarinpolice.org. All the information will be there, and we'll post it on our website as well.